What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog coming to you tonight, busting some myths. That's right. We got a lot of six-figure myths we gotta bust, and it's your girl. I gotta educate you. This is gonna be another one, just like yesterday. Lots of educational talk, so prepare yourselves. If you don't know who I am and it's your first time on this channel, welcome. Come on in. Listen, I'm Erica Williams, author of the Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the palm of your hand. You can grab this on Amazon.com. I noticed an uptick of people buying it last month. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Also, the gratitude journal. Some of y'all got to get that reset, that recalibration back in your life, okay? Again, all kind of helpful tips, all kind of great stuff, questions to kind of check yourself, because when a lot of you are on the internet complaining and griping about all kind of things, you might need to get some gratitude. Thank you, NutriBullet Blender. That cup is amazing. All right. So welcome, everybody. So look, I have watched, if you guys are, I want to thank you guys so much in the community section. You guys do a great job of when I share links, you go check them out. Now, you may not always follow the instructions, and that's okay. I love when I ask y'all to drop, hey, Erica Williams sent me here, because it lets me know what you're enjoying or not. I noticed from someone's channel, they had 30 views on a video. My audience went over and now they have 681 views on the video. 5 of y'all commented, that's okay. But look, if I send you over somewhere and you like it, comment. It lets me know what more to share with the audience, not just numbers, but also the commentary. It's helpful. And I will have that gentleman on. Yes, this is a NutriBullet cup. I drank my smoothie earlier and I needed some water. So I had to do this video because one, Diamond Dave will be on this channel if he has time, and later in January, talking about profit and cash flow, because I have a feeling from what I'm reading in my comments that a lot of people are like, yo, people said they're making money over here. And then when you start breaking down how much money or percentages of profit margin, a lot of you look at me crazy, right? When I say, yeah, Shopify may make them $1 million gross, but they only have 10% profit margins. And you look at me like, what's that mean? Or they only have 5% profit margin. Or Erica, why don't you get 30, 40, 50 trucks? Because the profit margins of trucking is 20%. The profit margins on YouTube for me are 90%. The profit margins of my e-commerce business are 90%. That's the difference. And so when you try to break it down for people, you have to let them know. I saw this guy talking about someone, how they were making money off YouTube. And I'm like, they wouldn't be on here if they weren't here to make money. Now, I do know some people who call themselves philosophers, teachers, all that good jazz. And they're out here talking on the internet and then complain of not being paid. Well, if you treat it like a hobby, you come on here and you do 5, 6, 7, 8 hour hangouts with no kind of destination where you're headed, then it's hard to get paid like it's a real business if you don't treat it like a real business. And that's my 2 cents on that. And they can come for me and say whatever they want, because I love checking other people's videos when they try to indirectly come for me. Thank you. I know you see me, baby. Thank you. So anyways, let's get it cracking. Now, in the comment section, what do you think when you hear the word 6 figures? I'm going to give you some kind of helpful tips from marketing perspective of things. And we're going to do a lot more marketing conversation inside of the Classy Climb, the Rise of 20% group. We're going to talk a lot more about marketing, and there's a reason why. 1980s was this big time when money's high. People were making money in the stock market. You had the college preppy movement. You had the yuppie movement. You also had gang violence in the 80s, right? And 90s. But what you also missed in that whole era, what was going on, is like the highest number of African-American people going into historically black colleges before A Different World came on. The 80s was a huge historically black college moment, and the 90s. So much so that second and third generations of those college kids, black, from their parents being first generation, when they go to school, 99% of the time, they do not go for English or communication degrees. Why? Because mama and daddy already did that in the 80s and 90s. So I'm just trying to put that out there for you. Now, first things first, you're going to hear people say all kinds of things like, well, only 9% of Americans make 100,000, Erica. Okay, well, only a little bit of people make this. 5% of full-time working women make $100,000 a year. Well, 5% is 5.42 million. Now, you're going to see all kind of network marketers talking about 6 figures. What does 6 figures mean to people? 6 figures means to a lot of people that, oh, I've hit the land of milk and honey. I've hit it. I'm at 6 figures. I'm a big dog. And if you actually go anywhere in professional business levels, and I mean doctors, lawyers, attorneys, high-end healthcare officials, 6 figures is like, oh, that's the bare minimum. There are websites for job seekers over $100,000 a year. Websites, not Indeed.com, not a free for all everywhere else, but certain websites. 6 figures. When I say, hey, I'm a 6-figure YouTuber, I'm not a 6-figure YouTuber. I'm already beyond that. But I say that to be relatable when you have 75% of Americans making $30,000 a year or less. If someone making, and studies have shown this, $30,000 a year, you double their income, they're at $70,000, right? If they make $35 a year, you double their income, they're at $70,000. A lot of the surveys prove that they'll be happy at $70,000, right? So 100 is like the jackpot because you have so many Americans who make 30. But when you get in business levels, when you get in business conversations, 100 is not, sometimes you tell people 100 grand and they're like, man, that business is doing bad. Right? So I just want to get that kind of conversation through. And so when someone's marketing to you, and I'm not even talking about high figures or high value men or any of this stuff. When someone markets to you like, hey, if you make 100 racks, you're going to be able to buy big booty Betties every night of the week. That's actually very disingenuous. And they are selling you a ship down the river. But they're saying that because in comparison, so many men make 30. So you're out here making 100 and you're like, yeah. So, no, Demas, I'm probably going to post it into Rod 20%, but let me know. We'll see. All right. So let's go over here. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the screens because there's so much stuff I want to educate you guys on and show you because I watch people market to you and know that they are, they're marketing down to you. They're essentially, yeah, exactly. Everybody in Clubhouse is a millionaire, right? And so they're marketing down to you, right? A lot of people I know right this moment do a lot of tricks with credit cards, and you would think they were a billionaire. Like, man, they balling, Eric. And I'm like, if I showed you their credit cards, you think they're balling. If you got 20 credit cards with 50K, 20 to 50K limits on them, sure. Right? This PPP, when I just showed y'all the other day, the PPP, people getting $150,000 per company, one person employee company, and they got 7 and 8 and 9 companies. Again, just giving y'all this, trying to be helpful here. And another thing is profit margin. A lot of times people are telling you they have a 6-figure business, but what are they telling you? What does that even mean? Right? So let's work through some of these things we have here. And I'm going to start kind of here and then I'm going to work my way over because a lot of people try to act like, oh, these women is po out here. They poor, Erica. Okay. I'm just going to say it. Approximately 5.43 million full-time working women make 100,000 a year. Now somebody going to say that ain't no money. I don't even care what money that woman makes because I'm a man and I don't care. Y'all stop. Either you care or you don't, or she pays some bills or she don't. Listen, work that out with your daddy. I don't know. But I just want to show you the numbers because I think it'll get some of y'all to calm down on the crazy talk. So fewer than 1 in 8 women in America are 6-figure earners. Less than 1 in 8. And honey, to be an unmarried woman making 6 figures is a big deal. I know people like, oh, if you got a whole husband helping pay rent and you can focus and double down on your job and your business, you should be grateful and thankful. Me and you are not the same. Just gonna say that. All right. So again, across 100 U.S. cities, the percentage of female workers who earn $100,000 is less than 12%. The percentages of our study are hugely, vastly different, where you have 1% of those people in Florida, and then 40% of them in some studies in San Francisco, California. Tech. I told you I lived with 2 women who one was making 185 a year, the other was making 150. They both married white men who made less and went on about their life. Okay. And went on about their life. So stop it. The Bay Area and DC areas are hot spots for high earning women. The top 4 cities in the study, of course, are the Bay Area, the Bay, Washington, DC, San Francisco, California, Oakland, California. So if you in the Bay and every chick you run into is poor, is broke and busted, that's on you, okay? Equality for women is still elusive, okay? So again, here you go, okay? Boston, New York, Chicago, Portland, Oregon, Sacramento, California, Arlington, all right? So let's get that out the way. Right? We have to do it. Okay? Because y'all be tripping out here. Y'all be on the internet scaring your grandma. It's too much. Take that anger down, bro. Why are you so angry? What has these women done to you? Okay? Next one. Okay, we're going to go out here. Where are these 6-figure jobs? Gynecologist. You should be paid high. Okay? Nurse, anesthetist, pharmacist, optometrist, senior program marketing manager. Okay, these are just some that you see a lot of women in. So a lot of women are in, let's say it again, senior program marketing manager. Okay, optometrist, the eyeballs. Okay, pharmacist. Okay, I remember back maybe 10 years ago, every black girl was going to school for pharmacy. Number 2, nurse anesthetist. I can't even talk tonight. I'm so done. And gynecologist. Okay. Next one. Let's keep on swimming. Okay. Only 5% of American women make 6 figures. Okay. And that out of that number is 5.43 million. Okay. So when you see these people talk about network marketing and essential oils and all this stuff, they make it from that. No, that is inaccurate. That is not true. Okay. Most Americans who earn $90,000 a year say they don't consider themselves rich, even though they earn 87% more than the average population. I'm sharing these things because it's important. People are out here telling you stuff. I want to give you the numbers and I want you to keep it 100% real. If this is helpful, drop a 1 in the comments and let me know if this is helpful at all. Just let me know. Drop a 1 in the comments. Okay. Do you consider yourself rich or poor? So as you can see at the top, let me see if I can make this bigger. I gotta make this bigger. Yeah, can y'all see that? There we go. Okay. All right. Do you consider yourself rich? And so they asked people who made $10,000 a year. Some of them said yes. They asked people who made $20,000 and some of them said yes. See, this is why you have to talk about people about the delusional stuff. Somebody made $30,000 a year, but 6% of the people in the poll said they felt rich. You see what I'm saying? You got to start talking to people. Okay. Now, let's go down here to 100,000. 2% of them said they felt poor. 8% said, I don't know. Let's go down here to 40,000 a year. 15% of them felt like they were rich. $40,000 a year, y'all. They said they are rich. Okay, so this is why you have to see these numbers, because this is how people answer this poll, like with a straight face. People making $20,000 a year, only half of them felt poor. $20,000 a year, y'all. I was delivering part-time Papa John's pizza and made more than that off just the part-time job. I made close to $2,500 to $3,000 some months when I part-time worked for Papa John's. I was driving the heck out of that first car. That was my part-time job. Do you see what I'm saying? Airplane mechanic does make over 100,000. Exactly. So I just want to show you this because when people sit here and go, I'm a high value this, or I'm a middle class man, or I'm a whatever, I want you to understand they actually poll people, and they felt rich at $20K a year. Okay, so again, it's not relative. Money is money. But again, you're at the poverty line if you make $25,000 a year and you're a family of 4. Just out there, market watch. I didn't say it. Market watch. You go ahead and check it out. All right. So again, you can type, for those of you who are always kind of getting sassy. Some of y'all men getting a little sassy out here. Okay. Income percentages by sex. You can go to this page. This is dqydj.com. Again, this is the government. You can go income. You can put a number here. Whatever you want, right? Whatever you want. Let's say 20%. Oops. 28% male. Let's calculate. Why did it do that? Oh, I meant to say male earning 28,000. Oops. Will it do it? Calculate. Yeah. Show me. Give me the graph. Okay. There's the graph. You can go look at these graphs all day. Okay. Very few women, very few men. See how the numbers go up? You can also go in here for just all kind of stuff, but check this out for yourself. What's the averages in America? The average income for male was $72,000 a year. Oh no, the screen. Quit playing screen. Y'all, Skynet won't let me be great. Y'all don't have to go on that on your own time. It's tripping. Anyway, yep, it's tripping now. All right. Next one is African Americans are the only U.S. group earning less than in 2000. So again, when I talk to you, and I'm going to talk to you about it in a minute, the 1990s, college preppy mode, starting to swing into tech's favor. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, Erica, Black people, somebody literally put this in the comments. Black people aren't interested in computer science. Stop it. It's just like the myth that Black people can't swim. Again, it's so many factors in. Is there a pool near that person? Is there a pool at that school? If you go to suburbs and there's a pool at every single school, the likelihood of that child swimming is higher. Okay, East Carolina University, when you went to college, you could not graduate from college until you passed the swim test because they had so many people drowning in the state. So now if you've gone to college and you wanted to graduate, you had to go take a swim class. And that's only 20% of the society, right? So you have these things, these barriers in place. And when I talk about the 1990s being these feel-good 90s, this is where a lot of people's parents got that from. Bill Clinton in the office, I'm working these factory jobs, I'm making a lot of money, and a lot of people are out here feeling this way. Well, now they did the math. A lot of people never recovered from 2000s. They're making less. I'm going to challenge it and say, if you read the article, it's also because a lot of these people ain't married. Everybody's always throwing the fact that, oh, African Americans ain't buying houses like they used to. Marriage rates are lower. Find me a single man that wants to own a house just cause. Not until he's in his 30s. He's not feeling that. Meet a woman. She don't want the responsibility, so they find townhouses or condos. Nothing wrong with that. Just you're not going to have a demographic of people buying a lot of houses if they ain't married. Just it is what it is. You have a lot of women buying houses by themselves. This is true. I'm just telling you. Okay. Let me see here. Profit margins. Okay. Is my other one over there? Let me go over here. Let's do this one first. Now, why am I bringing this up about the 1990s, the feel-good 90s, the 2000s? Because again, let's try it again. 2001, 9/11, wars. 2008, real estate took a lot of people out. Now we're here. And even now, I'm commenting and things and people having a pushback. And I'm just going to say it. A lot of the conversations you're hearing on YouTube from, unfortunately, this side of the YouTube are people who are Gen Xers, 40 to 59 years old, arguing about stuff they should argue about in the 1990s when they was young. Stop it. Let's keep it moving. Is the background noise loud? Let me see if I can turn it down. Let's see what we got here. Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me. If you can hear you, girl. Okay. So why am I bringing this up? Because again, even in this argument of why are people wanting to start businesses? Why are people talking about tech so heavy? We're behind the curveball. We on the internet arguing about stupid stuff instead of having this massive push of our society, our communities into tech, into the 21st century, into America. We talk a lot about assimilation. People are trying to make us assimilate. I'm just trying to get you to see that, like, this arguments we're having are so behind the curveball. We're like 20 years behind. It's really sad. So I just want to clarify, when you hear people marketing six figures to you, not me, because I ain't gonna lie to you, but when you see people marketing six figures to you, what they're saying is you don't make no money. And I'm marketing the six figures to you because if you're someone who with no money, this is a milestone opportunity. When a lot of people by the time they're 30s, they're late 20s to 30s, they've made that. Not a lot of people, just professional people. Let me clarify that. Okay. And so I'm just trying to get you to understand some of these numbers. And I don't want you getting sucked up into the internet hype of, well, Erica, I'm gonna just run over here and do Shopify. I'm gonna run over here and do stocks. I'm gonna run over here and do a Amazon automation channel. I'm gonna run over here and do this, this, and this. Because if you don't know the profit margins on something, even trucking, I feel like I'm doing you a disservice and you're really not moving with the trends. And again, great books to get is Gary Keller's One Thing. Also the book Shifts. You have the demographic shift. The book here, book. Sorry, let me see if I can get it to do right. Book. All right, so can y'all see this? I hope so. Big Shifts Ahead is a great one. I actually have that. Upside's a great one to read. Another one, if it's up here, I don't think it is. Nah, that's the best ones. These other ones are more heavily researched books, but the first two, great books to get. Gary Keller's book is great on shifts, because what happens is, 1980s, you had the white flight, you had all the people to get out, right? Go all the way. We getting out of here. We going to the suburbs. We out of here. Okay. And now you have these people shifting. Again, the word is shifting back to the city, because the city has what? It's close to their job. It's great walking. The city, of course, demographics change. So now you all running out to the suburbs like, yo, we winning. And the suburbs are going to be what in the future? Okay. So again, I want you to follow the shifts that are going on, because some people just aren't paying attention right now. And again, you got to have a 20-year plan, not a 5-year plan, but that's another story for another day. But that's what I'm just trying to get y'all to understand, that like we're having a kind of a aggressive pushback against the conversation of tech, professional jobs, laptop lifestyle, which doesn't make any sense, and even trades, which doesn't make sense, because we can clearly see this year, if you were in food service or retail, you took a hit. So, people that weren't in those sectors didn't. Okay. So hopefully this is helpful. Again, profit margins. Let's get a good description. Profit margins can be computed from gross profit, operating profit, and net profit. Again, do not let somebody come up on you and ask you what your net is and you get angry. At all given times, you should know the general net of your business. Somebody may, I check most of my accounts every single day, but I can kind of give them a kind of finger on the pulse of almost every single company I have and tell you if it's doing good, it's doing bad, or if it's in limbo. I'll let you know later. Again, gross profit equals net sales. See that right there? See that right there? See that calculation? Do I need to make the screen bigger? Maybe not. Okay, so that's just a simple one. Again, operating profit, operating income, revenue times 100. Keep it simple. Don't overcalculate it. You know what I mean? Don't make it hard. Now, here's a thing I really want to help. Well, congrats, C. Carter. Congrats for your sister getting her house. So here's something I really want y'all to see. Hopefully y'all can see this. I'll try to make this bigger. A lot of people say, well, Erica, I'm going to hop into this or that or this or that. Let me just give you gross margins and net margins, because this will kind of help some of y'all get where y'all gotta go. So if you see on this list here, advertising, apparel, right? Apparel gross margins is almost 50%. Net margins is literally 6%. And these are they're surveying firms. This isn't everybody in the world, but this is a lot. Okay. Let me see. Auto parts, 15% margin, 3% net margin. Let's go down here to business services, because I always talk about business services. Gross margins, 35%. Net margins, 3%. So that could be just about anything. That can be middleman to million, anything. Let's go down here to, let's go down some more. What's really funny is drugs pharmaceutical is 70% margin. Let's go down to, where are we? I'm trying to get you to hotel and gaming, 53% margins. Net margins, almost 10%. Asset and investments management, 69% margins. Net margins, 21%. Okay. Let me get down some more because I'm trying to get y'all to real estate, general and diversified, 74% margins, 19% net margins, 20%, y'all. Okay. Real estate operations and services, which is usually falls under property management, 37% profit margins, 3.5% net margins. Okay. Just want to get that through your head a little bit. Let's go on down here. Transportation, railroads, 51%, 26% net margins. Trucking, they surveyed 33 companies, 23% margins, negative 8% margins. Just want you to hear that. I'm not even surprised. Transportation, another one, 18% margins, 3% margins. Now, you're going to say, well, Erica, come on now. Come on. You know, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm giving you this because when I sit here and tell you the average trucking company is 20% margins, and somebody's like, yeah, I made $1 million trucking this year. Okay, 20% margins was $200,000. Just want to clarify that with you, right? But it's the gross hitting your account that makes it look better, makes you look better on loan documents and all that good stuff, right? So software companies, system and application, they surveyed 363 companies. Their margins were 71%. Say that again. Margins were 71%. Their net margins were 19.54%. Okay. Where's the other one? Telecom, wireless, 57% margins. Tobacco, 59.95% margins. Retail, rubber and tires, 20% margins. Okay. Pretty much retail automotive, 21%, retail building materials, 34%, retail distributors, 29%, retail, 24%, retail grocery store, 23%, retail online, 45%. Does that make sense, you guys? Do you understand what we're talking about here? So you got to understand, like, people are giving you, hey, yeah, our business made $2 million. Our retail t-shirts made $1 million. Okay, 23%. Right? These are just averages. This ain't every company. This is just averages. REITs, 58%. Net margins, 15%. Great on both sides. Precious metals, 43% margins, 19.3% margins. Net margins. Oil, investments, all of it. Just check this stuff out for yourself. Like, don't let me dissuade you. You know, I just want you to understand. I want you to have full knowledge when someone says, I've got a 6-figure company. I've got a $1 million. When someone tells you they have a 6-figure company, that can be $100,000, $100,001 to $950,000, right? So that could be in between. So if somebody told me I have a 6-figure company and they have 20% margins, they just told me they made 20%. Right? But they could have $500,000. Okay. You may have $1 million. So this is why when you're like, why is everybody trying to do social media? Why are they trying to do digital books, digital ebooks, online stuff? The margins are almost 90%. Right? Because you're talking about smaller staff, marketing, all that good stuff. Even here, soda, soft beverages, 56% margins. Broadcasting, 47% margins. Brokerage and investment banking, 68% margins. Okay. So I just want you guys to be out here. I just want you to see this. I think it's important for you to kind of get this information. Because if ain't nobody give it to you, I try to give it to you. Okay. Side Hustle Nation, you can go check them out. They did an article on me here. But again, you might want to check old girl out right here. How to grow and monetize an email news list, 0 to 50,000. 55,000 subscribers. I want you to think about it. She did it in 8 months. There's a reason. 27 blue collar ideals, $20 to $100 an hour starting today. I want you to go check that out. You dig? The devil is in the details. Okay. I had some other profit margin stuff, but let's see here. Go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Okay. I had to fix my hairstand. All right. So I just want to do that because I get in a lot of conversations with people and they're like, oh, I'm gonna switch over to this, or I'm gonna start this business because I heard they made $1 million this year. Okay, well, what's their profit margins? Well, I don't know, Erica. Well, this is vital because depending on the profit margins and depending on if you can get contracts, depending on banks will even mess with you. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you have to know. And this is why companies want to save money by putting you at your house and doing a lot of things digital. There's 238 people in here. Put some companies in the chat that you are interested in getting to know more information about. And I'll definitely do some conversation pieces tonight because the trends always move. By the time you think something's hot and you and the Uber driver are talking about it, it's mainstream. It's not as much profit in it as you think, right? And again, I've talked about this multiple times about trucking. A single guy can own 3 to 4 trucks, bring in $2,000 a week per truck, right? So $8,000 times 4, 32,000 a month times, 10 months is 320,000, right? But how much headache did he go through in 10 months? How many repairs did he go to in 10 months? How much did he have to work with 4 different drivers if he could keep them all year long to get that number? When you can make $500,000 on YouTube with a small audience like I have, right? You see these guys are really big audiences and you're trying to do the math on it. It depends on what's on the email list, depending on how many students are in their classes. I mean, I knew Ty Lopez was kicking butt when he was like, I think he said one time there was 109,000 people who had signed up for his $67 a month program. You know what I'm saying? Like just the math. Like that's the thing that people don't even understand. Like 109,000 people times 67 was 7 million in a month. He didn't have to do another thing. He could have let those commercials die, right? So again, it's like it's a numbers game, and I don't want to do y'all disservice because I have other people coming on the channel going to talk about it in January. But I want you to understand when someone's marketing 6 figures to you, they're a little bit insulting you to a degree, right? When I go in business meetings, I don't talk about I'm a 6-figure YouTuber. I don't say that. I go, yeah, I have a $1 million business. What's up? Right? And I try to go from that angle. Somebody sent me a thing which is pretty funny, and I'm gonna just tell you, listen, it's a lot of capping in that group. I could name off some people who are capping hard, but I'm better than that. So again, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let me just tell you a little bit about why attention matters and why so many people are doing digital media and why the trend matters, right? Because 5 years ago, everybody was starting a brand, their own individual brand. Well, guess what happens? In that 5-year span, there's only so many people that like you, like what you're talking about, like your brand. If there's nobody else to do the job other than you, you get kind of trapped by the brand. And that's why I was so big on telling people, that's why I start other companies that don't require my face as the company, that can have a different person manage it. Because then it's just something that, oh, Erica, I had this side t-shirt business that made $100,000. Great. If you paid somebody, some kid part-time, $20K a year, $25, $30K a year, and the company still made $100,000 after you paid that kid, pretty decent. I've already told y'all about my friends who own a freaking UPS store and complained that the UPS store only made them $80K for the year. They don't work in that store. They don't even go in that store. They just had to go for the franchise meetings. They have 2 full-time girls and 1 part-time guy that alternates up in there. They don't even go in there. But they were like, 80K is not enough for the year. And they don't even go in there. So that's why I always tell people, what are the profit margins? Because a lot of y'all are like, well, I'm going to get this franchise. Well, let's do the math on it. Some of these franchises are requiring $8,000, 8%. So let's say your company does make 200,000 that year. 8% of that got to go to that franchise. Come on now, let's do the math. But is that worth it? And so I really want to break through on that, because I think we have a kind of a delayed thing, because a lot of MLMs, a lot of the level marketing, a lot of the, what was that company called, Herbalife and all that stuff, they got people in because they're like, we have so many 6-figure earners, right? Instead of saying we have 6-figure salespeople, we have 6-figure marketing geniuses. And while I'm at it, let me pull up Ray Higdon while I'm at it, because what people kind of get lost in the sauce is once you start having a certain number of people follow you, okay, like the numbers are there. And again, I'm gonna pull up this one on what's a good network profit. Let me see. And again, Ray Higdon is one of those people. He was on YouTube, and YouTube kicked him off. Immediately called up everybody he knew and did like 100 interviews. So then you saw him everywhere on YouTube, but he wasn't, right? So again, let me go ahead and share the screen. Where's the thing at? Where's the button? Okay, there it is. There you go. Okay, so just to clarify, when people out here capping on what they do, and trust me, I watch your videos. I know all y'all out here capping. All right, I'll be on the phone with lots of you. Stop it. Okay. What is profit margin? If you see this here, what is gross profit margin? What is operating profit margin? Net margin. Okay, there you go. Okay, net and gross. Okay, now we're gonna go down here. Okay. See how their gross margin is 62%. You're like, man, I'm gonna buy this company with 62% gross margin. And then you go underneath that, marketing, advertising, promotion, general and administrative, their EBITDA, and then depreciation and admiration. Then their interest and current taxes. And this company really only makes 14% net profit. Right? Because somebody tells you they made $1 million and their EBITDA is 36,000 for the year. What did they really make for the year? Right? Now somebody gonna say, well, Erica, they made $1 million. How dare you? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to keep it up there. Okay, so I just want to show you this. Okay, income statement. just one more time. 700,000 revenue. It cost you $200,000 to buy the inventory. So really, your gross profit was 500,000. Well, you have 400,000 in other expenses. So then your net income was 100,000. So someone's like, yeah, I made $700,000 this year. Now I'm gonna put it to you like this. If somebody was on YouTube or on social media and they told you they made 700,000, oh honey, they made it. But how much did they spend on marketing? How much have they spent on editing? How much have they spent on advertisements? How much have they spent on JV deals? How much have they spent on staff? Because there's only so big some of these YouTubers can grow a one-man company. Same thing like a lot of these one-man, one-woman companies. They could gross $1 million a year, but their net is what you care about. Okay. So if somebody says my gross margins of 500,000 gross profit from 700,000 is 71%, man, you're like, man, you're killing it. But then you do their net margins, they only made 14%. Okay. So I just want to put that one more time. I know y'all think I'm being a boring Nelly about it, but some of y'all out here about to buy these. I've already talked to 4 or 5 people who've tried to buy companies, and by the time they get on the phone with me, they're like, Erica, I tried to buy this company, and they show me the information. I'm like, that is crap. That's crap. Right? Don't buy that. So this is Ray Higdon. I just wanted to show y'all this. Like, I literally saw where this man got divorced. You know, he was the MGTOW dream. He got divorced. He won't making no money. He was broke. His wife took him for all his money, and he had his car. And then he had a girlfriend that was working at the mall, who was significantly younger. She was like 25 51, and he was like 35, divorced with 2 kids, no money in his pocket. It was a MGTOW dream. So he get with her, and she like, you better get to making some money, okay? Right? Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so he's like, get out here, make some. So she goes, they go through MLM. She's a beautiful woman. I've actually watched their journey. I've been a part of some of their stuff. They went from broke to more, built a giant house on a lake in Florida, living the life. And what you will notice out of many of these people, he was the original invest, learn, teach. Invest in yourself, learn, teach. Okay. That was the original. And that came, he was, born in India and all that good stuff. But I want you to, if you check him out, he helped people shift from being, a lot of people, the problem is when it comes to MLM, they're just talking about Herbalife. Instead of saying, hey, how can this help me? How can it help you? And people becoming like a brand. He was originally that kind of become a brand. So as you can see, him and his wife now have had, all them years of her working for that older man. Okay. And now she's living well on a lake with 2 babies. I mean, and his 2 older sons from his first marriage. You see him on the Instagram. It's the dream, right? So again, if you go, get out of here. Okay, if you go on here, I'm just showing it to you, because what happens is people they were the first people to kind of build a personal brand, but personal brands can only go so far, right? Listen, you got to moisturize your face, baby. I mean, he may not always, it may be closer to, she was 24 and he was 35. It's probably like a 10-year gap. But at the time when he was describing it, he was like, her family basically was like, he's a bum. He's a bum. And it's funny because he describes the story and he's like, he had these clothes that didn't fit well because he just lost a bunch of weight. Here's a good picture. And he was telling her family, I'm going to make something of myself. Please don't think that I'm some bum, right? I kid you not. Go, go watch this. He's now an Inc. 5,000 fastest growing companies in America. They gave $600,000 to March of Dimes. All kind of stuff. I just want you guys to check it out because, that bum showed them. Yeah, you imagine going to your wife's family and she's, your ex-wife and your new wife's family, and they're looking at you like, what? Why? You know what I mean? So again, it's about being consistent and having systems. And he was one of the first people, if you go check it out, he was one of the first folks to kind of talk about having a system, giving value to people. And I learned a lot from them. I'm not ever going to front on them. I stay consistent on YouTube because of them. So I'm just going to be very honest on them. But yeah, go check it out. I mean, it's just, it's all about leads and numbers. Okay. If you go to Instagram, you can go see it. And I love it. 2004, I had enough. Go read it. It's good. Let me see. Where's the thing at? I'm trying to click the button for his Instagram. Okay. So yeah. So you can go on here. You can look. And this isn't, I'm not being paid for any of this. I'm just showing y'all when people kind of make fun of MLM, it's not MLM. It's the knowing how to market yourself, knowing how to recruit, recovering after having a bad life, something bad happened to you. Just keep on going about your life. That's all. So again, you can check them out. Again, cute, super cute. He falls under the look at that. It is what it is. But I brought that up because I find that people don't understand it's not the program, it's the system, right? It's the system. Helping people, investing in people, teaching people. I was trying to find one where a picture of their pool behind their house and their lake, but I don't see it. But y'all know it's out there. You can go check it for your own. But let me read some of y'all stuff. Let me see if I got something here worth talking about. If not, I'm a bounce. Let me see. Pretty chicks invest. I like that title. There you go. And sometimes they don't. And sometimes they don't. And that's why I tell y'all, if you actually watch some of these people's lives, it's you gotta look at more than just the cars. You gotta look at more than just the cars. A lot of people get sucked in by the cars and they miss the whole forest for the trees. Some of these people have made $500,000 this year during freaking COVID because y'all looking at the cars. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's all about systems. And so like, to some degree, when you get to a certain level, you'll never go broke. You may have frustrating, illiquid times, but you'll never go broke. You'll just have illiquid times. That's just what it is. African millennial, 100K is not even rich. I'm just telling you. Yeah. Appliance boot camp. Oh, look at the little logo. It's like a little military man with a wrench. Crazy. I talked about this last night. I got my first check on a $98,000 salary. It was barely $2,500 for 2 weeks. I can do that in 2 days in my business. And that's the thing. I try to talk to people, and I think people get really mad with me because they're like, oh, you're always talking about starting a business. If you want the fastest way, it's middleman to millions. It just is, because majority of these companies, that's all they are. I've met so many people who sell medical supplies, and oh boy sells the diabetic strips, but I mean other medical supplies. And they'll have 1 or 2 contracts, and that contract will make them $100K a year. And really all they're doing is taking the medical supplies, putting it in a warehouse, and then shipping it to the nursing home or the hospital or the government contract they got. I know a lot of people who that's what they do. They sit at home typing in government contracts, trying to have their game on point just to get, if you get one government contract and your foot's in the door, you can kind of get those other ones. And that's a big thing. Honey, yes. You can make 6 figures in a business, but them taxes, they don't even be funny. Okay. So the thing about what I tell people is, the business owners have a handicap. Sometimes they write off too much. All right. So, there's 1 or 2 years you're going to have to pay something. You got to show some. Thank you so much. Visit classyclimbers.com. Airplane mechanic makes over 100K a year. Yes, there's a lot of jobs out there where people don't have to go to college. I got all the tabs. Gene Pierce says 125,000 to a 350,000 lineman, depending on the area, no degree. This is correct. That also means you have to be in shape, climb up on poles, do some other stuff. You also have electricians making crazy money right now. They got even some electricians making 150K a year, and they're traveling from work site to work site. Yep. Plant work used to be, that's why always people talk about the feel good 90s, because they had a lot of manufacturing jobs before they left America. NAFTA, before they left America, went to Mexico, all that stuff. And people always say that what percent of that is Black people? And again, that's why I just say 5.4 million of the full-time working women is making 100K. But how many of those people? And again, I always base it on the career field you're in. Where are you at? Who are you working with? A lot of people are telling you sob stories on the internet because they surround themselves with people who make 30K a year. They don't travel nowhere. They don't go nowhere. Somebody was having a YouTube video the other day, and I accidentally watched it, which I've tried to be better about just getting myself away from that space. He's like, oh man, they just want to take your money. It's like, you don't make no money. Like, I can tell you don't have a mother and father live in your house, and you've never been in a relationship, because it's not transactional. It's somebody actually doing life with you. Some of these people are not doing life. Also, if your parents could afford to send you to summer camp, you are more than likely to learn how to swim. Yeah, I've even seen daycares here, the Little Swimmers, the after school program over here, Little Swimmers. Kinston James, this is true, but I still argue most of those people, even if they bring home 70K after taxes, a person making 30,000 is bringing home 20 after taxes. So it's like, you still doubled out of that. The pandemic's going to change a lot of that. People always say something's racist, and honestly, some people just have terrible social skills. Let's just be honest. Some people are awkward and they have bad social skills. So they may go to a job interview and somebody's like, man, he's a weirdo. I'm not hiring him. That happens. Congrats, C. Carter, for your sister getting her house in Richmond, Texas. Like, share, subscribe. Data science jobs do pay well. Folks don't want to work. I mean, I'm starting to believe that too. She said, Erica, can you talk about people who want six-figure jobs but don't want to do the work to get those jobs? I mean, that's just straight up. Like, I remember talking to somebody and I was like, why don't you use a recruiter? And I was like, they were like, oh, I'm not paying that. You want to make $150,000 a year, but you ain't going to pay no recruiter, which 9 times out of 10, the recruiter gets paid by your company? Make it make sense, baby. That's not even being cheap. That's just being done. Terrell, my insurance is tripping right now. They make me have everybody have 2 years. So if you got 2 years, give us a call. But, other than that, my insurance is like, no, 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 no. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, these owner operators be lying left and right. Lean businesses. Yeah, I mean, if you're in roofing or construction and you're doing about 30 to 40%, that's normal. So I'm gonna put it to you like this: the average person, if they tell you they made 100 racks, they made 30,000. And I know people are like, Erica, you're a hater. No, I'm serious. If somebody told you they made 100 six figures, if they didn't clarify they made high six figures, $500,000. I like that word a lot better. $500,000. I always say 30%. Only place that you're not getting on average 30% is publishing ebooks. That's like 100% them. But then they got to pay subscription fees, MailChimp fees, all kinds of stuff like that. Kingston, this is the thing. When people tell me they're making all this money trading, I'm like, show me your. And again, I showed y'all in the community tab a guy in the video like, oh, I'm making all this money trading, and look, I have a Tesla, and he just paid for advertising on that guy's channel. He just knew that guy has a channel with cars and millionaires come on it, so he probably paid him about $8,000. That's the going standard. When Ty Lopez was doing really well, people could pay Ty Lopez $8,000. He come on, he talk about your business, he talk about you. What's gonna happen? People gonna Google you. So I'm gonna just be honest. The past month, I went on several mainstream and white podcasts, whole new audience in the emails, buying courses. It's just attention, cross platforms, different people seeing your information and your products. The thing jumped. Hold on. Children books. I mean, you just got to make a lot of them. Anytime you go and look in the industry, go to Barnes and Nobles and look up one author's name. They'll have like 20 books. Books are going to be money, money, money. Ty didn't start, and then this is how I know you don't study business. Ty did not start the wave, and this is what cracks me up. I'm a true studier of marketing and business, and Six Pack Abs was buying all the commercials, and literally he was doing that. Let me go ahead and hear commercials. Let me see if I can pull it up. At one point, let me see where's that. Hold on. Is it gonna pull it up? Dang it ain't pulling it. Anyway, Six Pack Abs. It had the guy used to live in Austin. Can I even think? Where is Mike at? Here we go. Six Pack Abs. Pull it up. All right. Oh, goodness. Mike Chang, yo. So I was over at an apartment complex in the domain when the domain was brand new, and Mike Chang lived in my building. So if you're a business person, an actual business person who actually studies business and how things roll, he was the original six-pack abs, right? They even bought him out of the company because some craziness that was going on. But there was a time, at one time he had offered to sell his channel for $200,000, and then eventually someone came in and bought it for like half a mil. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it at? Dang. Okay, I can't seem to pull it up. It might be up there. Well, anyway, Mike Chain six-pack abs. What he basically was every video on every ad. This is when YouTube was like just putting out ads, and they were just running his ad. I mean, like, and he literally told him, "Yeah, I spent like $5 a day." And this is how long ago. It was so crazy. I mean, you literally saw him nonstop, and that's where Tai Lopez had that ideal from. 2 years later, 2 or 3 years later. So, anyways. But Mike Chain, if you're a studier of business and YouTube, and this is what makes me laugh. People come on YouTube just to argue with people all day. They miss the whole business side of this thing. And again, we're always late to the trend. So we'll figure it out 10 years from now when everybody else already made the money. I can't pull it up. But I'm gonna just show you. So they've been bought by other people, of course. But if you see this right here. Like now they got women on there, they got supplements on there, what happens once you buy something, 4.7 million subscribers. And let's be honest, Mike Chan tapped into the Asian male market. I'll just be honest. He tapped into the Asian male market where Asian men are in career fields that make a lot of money. And so they're buying products. Let's go back to the oldest video. Oh, yeah, 10 years ago, but they've already gotten rid of some of his videos. That's so crazy. They got rid of those videos. And the guy right here that you're seeing from 10 years ago, he actually died in Thailand on a motorcycle accident. So anyway, this is 10 years ago after they bought it. If you go and see Mike Chain, six-pack shortcuts. Okay. And again, you go do the whole thing, why he left, six-pack shortcuts, right? You can go a whole history here of how they made all that crazy money. You can look up at all of it. But yeah, it again, 4 years ago, people were making joke videos on him. That's how crazy his videos were everywhere. Okay. You also have, what's funny is the if you're over 40, six-pack shortcuts for men over 40. They made a whole nother second channel for men over 40. So, I mean, again, lots of money to be made. But that's if you study business, if you understand. These people are making crazy amount. That was called Side Hustle Nation. Listen, crazy thing is all the old business that you used to hear about be booming out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Return on investment, money, time, initial effort. Yes. Franchise isn't that great a lot of time. Exactly. Broad for real estate. Forex MLMs are out of control. Man, they doing the most. It is costly to start a franchise. It is. It's almost like other than Chick-fil-A, I don't understand it. Oh, Quiznos and Subways. Oh yeah, they wave the dodo bird. Okay, they do. There you go. Several franchise owners. Every so often, they're required to spend $20,000 to $40,000 to revamp their facilities. Yeah, I mean, if you notice how all the Wendy's have just been revamped recently, Wendy's, McDonald's. There you go. If the company's so great, why are they trying to sell it? And a lot of times when people tell me, hey, Eric, I'm looking to buy a company, I'm like, I look for companies that aren't for sale. You can go and buy BizSell.com and get some good deals, yes. But usually you want to look for a company that's not for sale, or just the owners are just older. And that's how it got brought to me, the one of the deals I'm with. You know what I'm saying? Lakefront means gators, especially in Florida. I bought ILT. He's definitely invest, learn, and do type of person. I'm telling you, because he started a YouTube channel. It blew up. They took it down. He called up every student and did like 100 videos. And I was like, whoa, he's coming up everywhere. Then another, like, go type his name in on YouTube. Another 600 videos on the dude. And again, if you're in any of my courses, the No Kingmakers, or also How to Fight Clean in a Dirty World. If you're also in Ride 20%, we'll talk about it more. A lot of these people, if YouTube takes you down or something happens, go call up 100 podcasts and get on them. Go call up 100. Like, you can go work around all this. Is the best stream YouTube? Yes, but you can work around all this. You literally could build up a portfolio of social proof and make your million right back. Him and his wife look the same age. They do. Sometimes men age like wine, but it's very rare. Okay. That bum showed them. He did. Very inspirational story. It is. His story, if you read his story, it was kind of like he realized you have to be educating people. Let's just keep it a buck. MLMs kind of teach you, hey, you can do this on the weekend, on your part-time. You just got to tell your friends and family, and you're going to make $100,000. When really the truth is you have to change. That's why nobody likes the real answer. None of the real answers are sexy. Hey, you're not going to be able to say exactly the way you are doing exactly what you're doing right now, Netflixing on the couch, and make $1 million. There's nobody I know who made $1 million unless they played the lottery on accident, made $1 million. You have to have systems in place, an ideal, a process, a goal. Sean Coakley, who sometimes I joke about on this channel, but not often, I'm proud of him, in Houston. He made 7 figures this year. Why? Advertising and marketing. He did close to that last year. Advertising and marketing. I know people right now spending $3 to $4 grand a month, making 30 to 40 grand every month like clockwork because of paid advertising. And that requires you to stretch as a person, trust in your hiring, work with different companies, get that marketing bucks. I've talked to people like, oh, Eric, I did marketing in the past. I go, how much did you spend? I spent like $100 and I just had to stop. And I'm like, well, then you're going to have to do a bunch of free stuff all the time, which is going to take up hours of your day every day. The choice is yours. People do love a good story. Listen, there's about 4 or 5 Black people. There's an old interview in my Slow and Low series. I interviewed a couple out of Raleigh. The wife couldn't make it, the man made it. They are like multi-millionaires now in Raleigh because they went on to become inspirational, motivational speakers, not MLM folks. So the superstars that came out of MLM did come out of it. I know her ex, his ex probably like, what happened to you? And that's just, listen, I know a girl right now, she 30. No, she's older than that. She was 32 in our singles group. The guy was 38. He was divorced. He was kind of overweight. He wasn't working a great job. And people were like, ooh, girl, I don't know. And then all of a sudden he started being with her. He lost 60 pounds and she worked in insurance and she got him a job in insurance with her. He lost 60 pounds. He became a insurance, a claim adjuster. Started making money. They got married and now she got a big old house. And people are like, oh my God. So sometimes, in theory, you don't want to build a man. You don't want to build a woman, but sometimes it does happen. It's rare, but it does. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to put the work in. They do. They earn that money. Cybersecurity, get it, Linda Dukes. You can do it, man. System, processes, procedures, execution. And can someone else be in your place while you're gone? Can they do it while you're not there? Can they handle it while you're not there? Well, there you go. It's easy to finesse at a car lot. My cousin was unemployed and got a brand new car. That's wild. That dramatic Southern voice imitating people always kills me, does it? Because I'm actually from North Carolina. I'm not imitating. That's my real voice. I put on my professional voice for YouTube. Oh, what's the best book I read this year? I would say Green Lights. I didn't really read it at audible.com. Click, click. But if I look on my audible.com right now, just for reference, we've had about 52 books this year, but let's go. For reference, Stillness is the Key, Ryan Holiday, The Art of Loving, Unqualified, Stephen Furtick, Struggles, Greg Crochow, #struggles. Pulling Your Own Strings, honey, this is one of the best books by Wayne Dyer. I love it because Wayne Dyer don't give up, okay? And he pulls from a fact of, you can hear How to Be a No Limit Person in Wayne Dyer. Now, funny part about No Limit Person, the Spanx billionaire, when her father left her mother, he gave her a book before he left. It was called How to Be a No Limit Person. I'm not saying daddy did right or wrong, but literally How to Be a No Limit Person, and also Pull Your Own Strings. What's funny is Wayne Dyer said he was in a restaurant somewhere, and someone asked, was that his granddaughter? And it was his wife. And he laughed and he's like, what a silly thing, because I don't think I'm old. I don't feel I'm old. I take good care of myself. And it was just funny because it was like, How to Be a No Limit Person. So what? Someone said something to you. Keep on moving about your life. Lead the Field, Earl Nightingale. I listen to it every couple of months. Proximity Principle, Ken Coleman. Rocket Fuel, Dare to Lead. Well, you can't read. I can tell you some of those. It's private. Dirt Rich. Wealth Can't Wait. Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. A lot of these are going to be over at the book review channel. Profit First. Mother of Black Hollywood, Jennifer Lewis, great. Way of the Wolf, Jordan Belfort. I think he's corny. Braving the Wilderness, Bryn Brown. Black Privilege by Charlemagne the God. I thought it was terrible, but whatever. Success is Your Own Damn Fault, Larry Winget. Rising Strong, Bryn Brown, and You're a Badass. That's some of the books for the year. There you go. You do have to build relationships, but here's what I really want to tell you, Tam. Once you hit those metrics, woman, minority, veteran, and you put your information in the system, we've had company reach out to us and we just can't handle it. We just were not in any position. Like, we were just doing too damn much in 2020 that we had to pull back and be like, we would love this government contract, but we're not even in position, in proper placement. We're not even ready. We thought we were. But if you hit those numbers and those metrics and you get registered into a lot of those systems, the calls will come to you. Relationships matter, but a lot of those calls will come to you. This is true. Listen, Blade didn't play the game right. He didn't play it with the right characters. A lot of those actors, they think they slick, but they're not. There you go. You can get all the search you want, but if you're socially awkward, you need an expert for people to look over that. Thank you. Please tell them. I know 2 girls who are a little bit weird. And they struggle with all their performances, and they're like, it's because I'm a woman. I'm like, no, you're weird. Church group, I be acting up in there. Networking is important. Kingston James, I don't want to fight with nobody, but that is the truth. That's why when people sit here and like, yeah, I'm gonna start trading with 100, but I'm gonna get in options and do all this. I'm like, you can do that. It's true. You can do it with $100, but is it better if you had 1,000? Is it better if you had 2,000? Is it better with $5,000? For sure. And training, lots of training. Big Money Grove said, can we talk about how people out here wanting a banging tech job with sign-on bonus, expense account, huge salary, and not even paying a career coach to help negotiate on your behalf to prove ROI? I'm gonna tell you right now, I know 2 women who took a job in California. They literally told us they did not understand their contract. And we were in our group like, no, don't do it. Don't leave. Don't go. What are you doing? It was a big tech job, big money because they're here in Texas. And so they're here and they're going to make all this extra money in California, totally forgetting that apartments cost more, transportation costs more. It just costs more. Sherry knows you're playing. Knowledge is key. My Lambo is in my garage. See, knowledge. Yep, all that. Six-pack abs didn't even start that. You had big businesses taking over traditional advertising like TV, radio, billboard for years. He just applied a proven concept digitally. I would agree. Listen, don't you do me like that. Ty Lopez did live in NC for a long time. I just don't even know why he don't claim my state. You doing too much. Remember he had ads running, and he was like, he literally said at one point, I was spending $5 a day, and then we started spending $40 a day, and we were just everywhere. And he literally, there's an old video, if I can go find it. I know Tim Ferriss has a really old blog post where they talk about how they were spending $20 a day on Google ads and were killing it. And this is something I'm gonna try to talk more and more about in the Ride 20% class, because I'm gonna start showing them in the group my marketing for next year and the advertising, the podcast ads. Like, honey, PPP and all this stuff happening in January is nothing but a blessing. Okay, but only use your PPP for payroll and utilities and rent. CYA, consult your attorney, consult your accountant. Okay, out here, Z Belly, you ain't gotta Zelle me. You can Cash App. Thank you. No, YouTube is the new LinkedIn. Yes, people can display a lot of their talent, but recruiters every day looking for you are going to be on LinkedIn. I would disagree. Curtis Davis, strangely enough, I would disagree. Your dashboard may be that. I will go log into my other computer, and it'll literally be nothing but demonstrational, how to use video, how to use guns, how to fix motorcycles, how to fix cars, lots of educational videos. I go into this other laptop. I got this third one. I'm not doing nothing scammy. Just have a lot of half broke laptops in here. The other laptop, it will be straight entertainment. Like nothing I've done. Like I've moved to a whole new location and the IP address is different, but the algorithm for those different emails that's what it'll put on there. Mike Chain, he fine. When I met him in person, he is not tall. He's a little bit taller than me, but he was doing crazy stuff. He was like kicking in the hallways and doing crazy stuff in the apartment building. We were like, hey, could you not put your feet on the walls? Could you not take pictures? We had to do all kind of stuff to him, talk to him. Very crazy. Exactly. Curtis Davis, Chick-fil-A is like, they be wanting you up in there. Mobile Office Media, hello. The Truman Show was a blueprint. Yes, franchises are quite crazy expensive. Yep, what you're saying is true. I'm booked for 2 of the biggest data science and analytics podcasts in the next 2 weeks. Leads coming from the enterprise companies from the podcast exposure. Let me tell you something. If you're in any of my classes, we'll talk a lot more about it. We did 85 podcasts. I am certain from the podcast, we did about $150,000 in revenue. I'm certain. I'm seeing names I've never seen before, that's never commented, that's never been in any of our algorithms. I've got people who've bought all my courses. They're in any of the Facebook groups. They don't join anything. They just reading and learning, I guess. So again, the advertising, the marketing, it works. We'll talk more about it. Kingston, you see them do a PR blast, right? It's not even, you can't even release a PR release statement. Like, oh, I'm gonna release a PR statement. Okay. You're gonna have to physically put some elbow grease in it. Because you have all, like, again, there's one person inside of our YouTube channel, I think, class. If they ever get their book done, I will personally go help them find 100 Christian podcasts to be on, because they'll make the money. They'll make it. Look. Y'all, talkspace.therapy.com. Talkspace.therapy.com. Your name is the Village Arsonist. Therapy. Get that therapy. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on timeout. We're gonna pray for you. Okay, next. Rocket Fuel was really good. Wayne Dyer he's off the chain. And then when he divorced his wife, he was like, it's just over. I was like, dang, Wayne, you ain't gotta talk about her like that. That's his second wife. He done been married twice. The Sarah Blakely story, yes. When their father left, he gave her a book called The No Limit Person. When I was doing 50 flights last year, not this 2020, but years here, I would be on the plane and I would turn on Audible and I would go to sleep on the plane and listen. I would just listen to some of the books over and over again. The Power of Answering the Conscious Mind. I would get new ideals. I would think of new stuff. There's so much stuff I would love to do. I just took on way too many daggone projects in 2020. And now that I've like sat with some consultants and kind of, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to market. Okay, we got to get back on our grind after we get this PayPal thing sued and finish and some other lawsuits I'm doing against insurance companies. Like, honey, you're not going to be telling me shit 2021. You do, in NICU grad, here's the thing. She was young. And when people are older because of time in life, and sometimes people are jaded, they don't give people chances, because I'm a studier of patterns, right? You didn't get where you were today. You've been doing the same thing for 5 to 10 years, and that's how you got here, right? When you see somebody today, it's 10 years of bad choices have led them here, right? Or little choices that keep making it off, right? When you meet somebody who's homeless, oh man, how did they become homeless? And they try to sell you on this marketing. You're just one paycheck away from homelessness. No. You have been 2, 3, 4 years of no savings, not great relationships with family and friends, right? Because most people, when they first lose their first apartment, they go to their friend's house, they get roommates, they go to their mom and daddy house. By the time you met somebody who's homeless, like on the street, like, and lost their car, like 9 times out of 10, people are in cars before that. By the time they've lost their car, everything has just happened to them. You really got to go, well, damn, right? And it happens to a lot more people than you think, but a lot of people don't stay in that position, right? So it's just a lot of choices, lots of choices. I know someone right now who made some bad choices, and now they had to get back into a job they hated because they would not listen to anybody. And so now you're like, okay, well, we tried to help you. Oh, I just hated my job. I'm so depressed when I go to work. You're like, okay, well, you should have listened. like there's only so much you can do for people. It's usually out of several benefits. Mobile subscription, mobile juice bar. That's a lot, Tyler. That's a lot. I'm going to tell you right now, if you were thinking of getting in farming, because we're supposed to talk about it in Rational Percent, but I cannot seem to get the farmers I want on to talk about it. Farming and micro farming, when you just saw the FDA and the USDA said that they're going to allow all these chickens and animals with tumors to be sold now. Okay, so you're eating meat that has had tumors. Okay, if you there's lots of farmers making ads all 2021. Listen, how vital is it having a career coach for people in tech? It is. Is it something needed or faded away? Dumas, it will always be. Michael Jordan had a coach. Most tennis players have a coach. Tiger Woods has a coach. Every career field you can think of in America will need a coach. Nobody woke up and is great. Who's JB? I don't know who that is. I'm on the West Coast, farms are a dime a dozen. This is true. Grant Cardone is old as hell. I can't do that. That's nasty. But I respect the machismo. I respect the energy. I didn't like it either. I just didn't like it. I felt like he didn't do justice to his area where he grew up. It just wasn't, he could have saved that. Okay, Applied Joseph, thank you for the $5 super chat. I did not file a Schedule C last year for my business because I started it. Can I still get approved for the PPP? You could, because if you started your business this year, you would be giving your numbers for this year. All right. I'm not gonna let Applied Johnson get me caught up on the internet trap, but you know what I'm trying to say. You should have some estimate numbers for this year. Scalability is key. Yeah, tech side is relationships and good services. Yeah. Death and taxes, man. What's only rare on YouTube land? Let me know. What did I say? I forgot. Listen. I mean, this is the thing. Folks who want to make these 300,000% returns are just compulsive glamours who are misleading you. Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. I try to tell people, like, imagine having the ability to say I have $1 million business 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years in a row. On bank and on paperwork, you're pretty much bankable, but also it just, even if your gross was smaller, it don't matter. Thank you, Jasmine, for the $10 Cash App. I just saw it. My bad. Let me see. Listen, I'm just telling you, these two women, they're going. They're not listening to nobody. Everybody's trying to talk to them. Woo! Congratulations, Lord Commander. AWS can cheap on the sign-on bonus. NICU grad said, I paid in SNS to help me with my resume and it was totally worth it. Thank you. I don't care about the Oprah deal. It doesn't matter. It's a non-starter. She has several other investments. SNS, you better be answering these questions in these chats, man. People trying to work with you. Oh my God, we've been here an hour and 23 minutes. Oh, let me hurry up. I'm sorry. I am. I'm about to. I mean, let me tell you. I'll just tell you. I don't like hiring people remote because I hired somebody remote, paid them $600 a month, and they couldn't find me but 5 podcasts where one of the podcast person didn't even show up. And I had fired them after 60 days, and they're like, "Oh, well, you owe me another month pay because my contract says you can't." And I'm like, "You've had 90 days, and you haven't found me shit." And she was like, "Well, I can still work with you." I'm like, "No, you can't do nothing for me. You can't do nothing for me." So I hired Savannah on full time. Not only did she answer emails, she's responded to HEROs, newspaper articles, reporters. I mean, you name it. She out here responding. So no, I'm good. Oh, okay. For sure. 6 degrees of separation. Jay, but baby, my 20s was full of lessons and poor choices. It can be, and you can turn it away. Oh, did Wayne Dyer pass away? My bad. I ain't trying to talk smack, but he had, before he died, him and his wife recently divorced, and he was like, "Okay, it's over." I think about Malcolm Gladwell, Outliers. Yeah, that's another good one. Hey, they say it for a reason. Solo traders pay 33% in taxes. Terry just did a video. I think it's got like 14,000 views on traders and taxes. Y'all should go watch it. Anyone who doesn't take care of their physical well-being will always have temporary. No, this is let me clarify this. I hate this. I hate this like with a passion. Let's very clear. Any person who doesn't take care of their physical well-being will always have temporary or no recess. This is incorrect. You literally have Ben Mala, who's freaking 400 pounds and it made $250 million. You have lots of business owners who are fat as hell. Like I've literally been to banquets and you're talking about old men who are 300 freaking pounds sitting next to you breathing hard and they got $500 million. Like, don't let the internet fool you. Like, if you're not working out every day and you're super fit, you will never be rich. No, they're talking about the characteristic of discipline. But let's keep it a buck. There are people who sit at a computer all day and night eating food that are technical geniuses or Steve Jobs geniuses making tons of money in tech and fat as hell. This is incorrect. This is always a lie. This is where we have Americans who are addicted to the looks. Like, look how fit that guy is. This is why you have 90% of all managers and companies are over 6 foot tall. Is it because all 6 foot tall people are educated and the best and the smartest and the best manager? No, it's looks. There's probably a lot of 5'4" men in the office that are great, but people don't see them as a leader. So I'm sorry, but I have to dispel this myth. I know a man right now who is literally a couple pounds away from 500-pound life, and he is making millions. It's ridiculous. His weight's ridiculous, but he don't care. And so people love trying to tell you, yeah, it's just not true. Now, does discipline matter? Yes. How you do everything is how you do anything is how you do everything. But I get really tired of this because I see a lot of this on the internet where and let's be real clear. There's a lot of broke ass, muscle bound frat boys who all they do is go work at their T-Mobile job and go to the gym for an hour and 30 minutes every day. Genetically, they just may look better. Doesn't change that they make $30,000 a year. I get it. People love doing this one. They love it. You should strive to take care of your body, but some people are just built bad. Can we just have that conversation? Some people just ain't built nice, and nothing they can do can change that. They can be healthy. They can eat better. I'm just being honest. I see people on the internet right now telling people that other people are fat and they fat. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. So I don't judge that anymore. I've just been to too many business dinners where I'm walking around and people that I'm like, you about to die, smoking cigars, overweight, millionaires. They are ruthless in business. They have lots of people working for them. This isn't true. This is one of those lovely internet myths that, oh my God, if they don't take care, if they're not fit, they'll never be rich. That's not true. We just know too many fat people with money. I'm sorry. I just know too many. They may not live as long as the skinny guy with money, but they are making money. They making money. Just saying. Ooh, I see you, Lord Commander. Okay, you living well in Atlanta. LA is not a fair representation of California. I would even say when I went to San Francisco, it stunk. It smelled like pee. When I went to Oakland, it was nice. It was nicer than San Fran. But then I went to San Diego, California. Was like, oh my God, Becky, look at this place. It's amazing. I also want to visit Northern California. I meant to on my way to see my brother in Portland, but I just didn't get a chance because, I'm watching the show Virgin River, even though it's made in Vancouver, Canada, it's based on Northern California. Just Well, I'm just gonna put you in timeout. Mimi the Trucker was good. San Diego is great. The ultimate success is a long, healthy, fulfilling life. Honey, I'm used to, listen, I'm telling you from life experience, I've seen people live to be 80 years old and they smoking cigars every daggone day. I've seen people get divorced 5 times and still happier than some of the people I know who is single and in shape. I hate this because this is an American lens. This is an American way of looking at life. Like it's all superficial. It never, listen, there's somebody right now who is a big boy and he driving hard to get in there, but he's driving like a Ferrari and he living well. Listen, I get it. It's something we are taught to. We're taught that, yeah. Tyler Bennett, the best manager is always a fat person. They're gonna find the cheapest way to do it. I'm just telling you, Ben Mala, and his fattest son is the best son. Fat dude's been getting money forever. It's just the truth. I mean, did y'all see that African? He's not a billionaire. Well, he's almost a billionaire. He was dropping money and bought the Bentley for the American rapper, and people are like, "Ew, who is this fat man?" I'm like, he's one of the richest men in Africa. That's who he is. Bad bodies. This is who it is. Oh, I mean Sherlock Holmes, because really there's only two type of chickens that are processed in America because they're cheap and easy to produce. You keep reproducing the same bad, cheap chickens, you're gonna have problems. 50% of tech in 5 years overweight. Discipline does matter. I'm serious. His millions are gonna be gone if his health starts to fail. Ben Mala has set it up for his family. I mean, if you would listen to him now, it's like he doesn't even do it for himself. He does it for his family. I mean, and look, he got some wife. She got up under it. I mean, it happens. Thank you. No, it's not true. I'm a personal trainer and fit people are a hot mess. A hot mess. Super crazy entitlement. And wealthy people are on drugs and drunkards. Fancy rehabs are full of them. Full of them. Full. Steve Jobs died young. No, Steve Jobs was in alternative medicine and would not listen to sound counsel. So you miss me. You already wrong. You already lying. Steve Jobs was a diehard alternative medicine freak. And even though multiple doctors told him, you need chemotherapy, no, I'm going to find another doctor. Go read his story. See, you already don't know the story. You already reporting it wrong. Literally, Steve Jobs went to 10 doctors in a row who told him the same thing and still went and found an alternative medicine doctor. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, it just is the truth. If that were the case, Warren Buffett wouldn't be here. Warren Buffett eats McDonald's every daggone day. McDonald's every day. That's why when people try to come at me with this, well, what you're really saying is this person doesn't look sexually what I want them to look like. And so their life is not going to be great. Come on, man. Get the crap out of here. It's just not real. It's just not real. It wears me out. People love that trope. It's just bullcrap. It's not true. It's easy to say because people think it's true. They feel it's true. Like, they're winning and like, baby, I've seen many of people internet winning at life. See, come on. I read the biography. Honey, come on. Do you really want me to do it? I don't want to do it to you. I'm going to just pause you tonight. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, again, they really do. They confuse it. Warren eat McDonald's. Literally, Warren be out here tearing up Dairy Queen when he bought it. Every city he go. Some people smoke crack and live into their 90s. I'm telling you, Chadwick Boseman, dude is fit as a tick, was in Black Panther, cut muscles, Dead. Come on, man. Oh, get out of here. Married to help, man. People, listen. I'm telling you, Ben Wallace's wife was his housekeeper's daughter. Her mom was like, hey, he about to go any moment. Now, years later, she's still. I know his black son be acting so soft all the time. It's really gross. Team drivers? Possible. Come on. Look, Radiance Music, every day of the week and twice on Sunday, I see fat white women married in Texas. I just miss me with that. I lived in military towns my whole life. I saw fat white women married, fat black women married, fat Mexican women married. People love coming up with these magical stories in their head that don't translate to real life because they don't live out here in the real world. That's all. Trump out here surviving COVID, eating nothing but trash all day, inviting people to the White House and giving them trash. Okay, come on. I mean, I'm not trying to get hot, but you got a lot of people out here on the internet giving you some BS. BS. People really don't. This is a good question, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead here. Okay, Erica. Ever since you spoke on people not speaking well, I really have noticed that people don't ask real questions they should be asking. Facts. What I was talking about in my stories is people always try to do something slick in the comments or try to ask me something, try to get a free answer out of it. Just like, just try to suck up my time, just weird stuff. And I'm like, baby, I've been in sales and marketing for over freaking 10 years. I've read about 1,000 books. I mean, I'm like, I've been through this. Everything you're trying to slide on me, somebody else has tried to slide before. Try again. Try again. I mean, always had a bad diet. Anyway, so new growth. Don't be in your feelings. Don't be feminine. It's just disgusting. Don't do it. Don't be doing it. Don't do it. I'm putting you in timeout. Just pray for you. It's okay. Warren uses coupons. Listen, Warren eats at McDonald's and Buffett's and all this stuff. People, it's vanity. People love trying to tell you vanity shit. Vanity. So anyway, all right. I went off the rail. But at the end of the day, I just had to do it because sometimes y'all wear me out. Again, let's not be late on the trends. Newberry said, is a 40-year-old that is in tip-top shape, eat chicken and rice and broccoli all day, are they happy? They could be. They could be. Again, it just depends, right? Again, I'm going to just finish it this way. Don't be late on trends. Let's get focused for 2021. Make sure y'all asking real questions about profit margins and what does that mean and cash flow of a business, because some people are out here pulling the wool over your eyes, and I'm just trying really hard to I'm doing everything I can to do good on my part of this industry. I didn't burn my food last night. It was a little bit, it was a flank steak that goes in tacos, and I just had to shred it. So I had turned the oven down before I even started the show, and so it came out pretty good. McDonald's always got lines. Chicken and broccoli can be good, but not every day. All right, you guys. Be good. Take care of yourselves. For those of you in the classes this week, I'll see you this week. I know it's New Year's Eve. Some of y'all going to be turned, so it's all good. All right, you guys. Later.